The Menlo Knights head to Argon to take on the Dons, and we've got it here on CCSA as Menlo looks to continue in league play, finally getting on the board last week with a victory over Sequoia, and it's all about momentum this time of year, and they look to keep that moving against Argon. Alongside Ray Calcano, I'm Casey McGuire. Should be a good game here today, Ray. This Argon team is very talented. Coming into this game, 6-1 overall on this 2011 campaign. It's going to be a good test for Menlo.
Well, I think you're right, Casey. They are a good team. They're playing at home. It's an important game for both teams. And I think what we'll see out of Argon today is a predominantly run team. They've got a pretty good-sized line that they'll, I think, use that line to go ahead and push the ball with their running game. They run a little bit of a fly motion. I've seen in the past, anyhow. When I have seen them play, I've not seen them in person. So they do have, they moved down from the upper leg last year, and so I think it should be a good contest both ways. I think that Menlo looks to get back on track. They had a great game last week, and they want to have this hopefully continue.
It's a nice evening for football here at Argon under the lights in this cool October evening. As you see the team's shaking hands at midfield, and we're just about ready to get underway.
Well, Menlo will be kicking, and obviously you want to go ahead and pin the opponent back if you can. If they can put the ball in either in the end zone or get good coverage, that would be a good start right off the bat.
The Knights have the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and we are just about set as Max Parker puts it in the air. And it'll go into the end zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dons at the 20-yard line. And they will line up with split backs here on 1st down and a receiver in motion. They hand it off on 1st down right into the line. We're wrapped up by Wyatt Rouser.
Well, that's what I think we'll see most downs. You'll see that man come in motion. That's the fly back. Menlo has seen this offense before. There's no motion that time, and just a straight ahead play.
So far, not much on the ground here for the Dons.
Well, that was a power play. The back was leading, and we've seen that in previous games, meaning that Menlo knows what the offense looks like. This should be a pass, and it's whistled dead first.
So it's 3rd down here with a penalty marker down. We'll await that call.
My guess is it's against the offense, but it's where they stopped it. No, defense. Okay, so
That'll
encroachment.
It'll be now 3rd and short here for Argon. And they hand it off. A 1st down run here. And plenty more past the secondary now to the 50-yard line. As on 3rd and short, they handed the ball off to Victor Jimenez, and he ran it straight up the middle. And a big gain for the Dons.
That was a slightly different formation. They had only one back in the backfield, and they ran their motion again, but gave it on the dive and picked up considerable yardage. So now they're at midfield, 1st and 10.
Handed off on the sweep or the end around. Nice tackle on the outside there made by Dylan Mayer. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's the fly sweep, and Dylan does a nice job because he not only makes the tackle, but he turns the play inside. You don't want to allow the fly back to get outside with the ball. There's the fake. Gives inside.
Again, the linebackers come up there. That's Devarian Red for the Dons. Not much there. It'll be 3rd down again here for Argon.
Well, nice job of bottling up that run play. So 3rd and about 7. There's a straight full house tee, actually.
And he fights the line. Going to be close to the 1st down marker, but a little short. So a decision here for Argon. They're probably going to go for it here, I would think.
I think so too, Casey, because they're past the 50, et cetera, and it's very short yardage. I think you'll see the same formation you do, power I.
Menlo scrambles to get in position. They hand it off on the 4th and a yard, picked up 7 again. So it's Jimenez who picked up the 1st down on that last carry on the last 3rd down, and here on 4th down he does the same.
Well, that was very similar, a straight-ahead play. The previous time they ran to their right, they stay in this power I now. So I think you're going to see a power formation.
They throw from it here, and it's a nice play there down to the 22-yard line before the progress is stopped as he hit the big tight end for Argon. That was number 84, Greg Lyons.
And he is a big tight end. Nice play there. So we'll see if what happens if it is a first or not. I don't think they made enough for the first down.
You see Wyatt Rouser getting up slowly here. So hopefully he's all right. It's a big part of the Menlo defense, so we'll keep an eye on Rouser coming back in. Hand it off here, and a good tackle made that time by Menlo, as that was Chris Reed who came in from the corner and made the stop.
Well, and I think Aragon has just decided that they're going to stay with this power formation. They have, 3 backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends, and they're just going to go ahead and kind of dare you. Here's a play-action pass, wide open in the end zone there.
He's throwing deep and incomplete, as he had Lyons, as you mentioned, Ray, open in the end zone, but a little too high.
Well, this is primarily a run formation, but you need to make sure that you cover all the eligible receivers, and those are the 2 ends, and then any of the backs, obviously. But nice, Menlo dodged a little bit of a bullet there. They look like they're not sure where to line up.
They pitch it this time from the power formation, and a nice cut inside, down to the 15.
But even though Chris Reed didn't make the tackle, he turned the ball carrier in, which again helps you when your defense is pursuing and there's 3 or 4 people over there to make the tackle. So let's see, this has been an impressive, it's a 4th down play now, but it's been an impressive drive by Aragon right off the bat.
Quick pass left, and that's incomplete. Over the head of the intended receiver, and Menlo's defense holds on this 4th down, and they'll take over.
Well, they went for it on 3 4th down plays and converted 2 of them, but this key one, Menlo stopped them on. So 85 yards away or thereabouts, but no points against you.
Pitch it to Haru Peacock on 1st down, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense there by the Dons.
It was, and that was not an option. Sometimes Menlo will run the option with the quarterback keeping it, but this was just a straight pitch.
Hannigan to throw. That's a little too high, intended for Tommy Ford.
And there was a blitz there. You can see that they're running a stacked defense, which means there's a nose man, a man over the center, and then a stacked linebacker behind him, and they'll blitz, trying to confuse the offensive lineman.
Same play that time, and again he was looking for Ford over the middle, and that falls incomplete. Good coverage there by Aragon.
Agree.
4th down.
Agree, and they blitzed again. So I think you're going to see, at least in these 2 of the first 3 plays, you're going to see some stacked defenses, and then somebody blitzing, a linebacker blitzing behind it.
Pressure coming around the corner. The punt is away, though. It's a short kick that's going to bounce at the 34 and roll backwards. So good field position, great field position here for Aragon.
They do have good field position. They're pretty much in 4-down territory right now, and if they do have a field goal kicker, possibility for 3. If not, you don't want to touch that down. You want to hold on to the ball.
So 1st and 10 again for Aragon, and the whistles here. A lot of motion that time.
I think maybe two men in motion, so we'll wait and see. No, once again, it's against Menlo. So 1st and 5, that's, just about the 29-yard line.
And they hand it off on a quick hit right up the middle, or actually off the right side of the line. Jimenez picks up a good chunk of yardage.
Well, that is kind of like the outside veer, meaning that they ran a little bit wider off tackle, and it's a good yardage, good gain on 1st down, and I think that won't be enough for a 1st down. So
hand it off on the sweep. So right now, you're right, Ray. It's just all about finding where the football is.
Right. It's the fly sweep, and they've Aragon has run a number of different formations, but they're primarily a running team. I know they threw a couple play-action passes, but I think their preference would be to run the ball.
Whistles again.
Yeah, there's somebody's confused. I don't know which which of the 2 teams each time, but we'll see if this one goes. Yeah. Okay, this is against Aragon. So the Dons are going to be moved back.
That one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Nice job that time by Carson Badger.
Yeah, it was a good job. He gets his hands up right here, and that is a deflection. You know, you cannot go ahead and return that or cover that. It's not a fumble, just an incomplete pass.
Hand it off over the left side now.
And that was a trap. There's a guard that pulls. You'll see him coming over. There are two players, 56 and 63. So nice by design, a nice run play, and picks up. This is another fourth down play.
Sweep to the outside. All sorts of Menlo Knights over there. So again, the Menlo defense holds on fourth down and forces a turnover.
Very nice. That was the fly sweep. You see the man coming in motion, and they try to get to the outside. And I think if they do get to the outside, they may be able to make the necessary yardage. But good job there by Dylan, and the rest of the defense comes over to make the play.
So 1st and 10 for Menlo. Second offensive possession. They went 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Here's an option for Hennigan, and he's keeping it. And he's got a lot of room to the 30. Now cut down at the 38-yard line. A nice run there by Jack Hennigan. And they move the chains.
Well, it is a very nice play, and out of the shotgun, they run the option. And this is different than before. No one takes the quarterback, so Jack does a nice job of cutting up field, finding, you know, lots of yardage, and getting Menlo out of a bit of a hole here.
Shotgun now. Hennigan throws over the middle. That's complete as he hit Max Parker inside Aragon territory for the first time today for the Menlo offense. A nice throw and catch there between Hennigan and Parker.
Well, unfortunately for Max, he kind of makes a sliding catch. If he could have kept his feet, he might have obviously would have gone further and maybe even broke it all the way.
Hennigan now throwing deep down the right side. That is caught. Grabbed by Parker at the 10-yard line. Another great catch by Max, as he's had a couple in the last 2 weeks now. And this one is good down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that is an exceptional catch, and the ball's thrown right where it needs to be, you know, just on the fingertips. And so Menlo has moved the length of the field here. Let's see if they can go ahead and capitalize.
Over the middle throw, and that's incomplete. Hit with authority that time. And hopefully it's Connor Stasny. Hopefully he's okay. As got right in the ribs, right in the midsection there. So ball's incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a great effort, and I think a legal hit by the defensive safety there.
Option here for Hennigan. He's going backwards, and he's going to go down.
Well, that time certainly the defense had the quarterback covered, and there's nowhere to run. So Jack comes back against the grain, but loses yardage on this play. Forward progress will be closer than where he eventually was tackled.
So third down here, 3rd and goal. Looking towards the end zone. That one is incomplete. Just underneath the intended receiver.
Well, again, another blitz, but it's picked up. This is the Max runs the outside, a little out pattern, and it's a good idea. Just a shade underthrown or thrown too far away from Max. And now they're going to call a timeout here.
Timeout Knights.
Talk things over, get a little water.
Well, now there's a possibility of a field goal or obviously going for it, and they elect to go for it.
Both teams going for it on 4th down a lot here in this first half. Going to the end zone for Dylan Mayer, and it's incomplete. He had Dylan open, but it was a little high for his intended receiver, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, that's too bad. It was a nice play by design. They had a flanker screen faked out on the outside, so they drew single coverage but couldn't complete that pass. So each team has missed an opportunity here early.
Hand it off on 1st down, and a big run now to the 30.
And this is, again, the inside run plays. You see that there's a guard leading through. So a very nice play, again, by design. I think we're seeing some nice plays. Each team knows the other team's defense pretty well.
Hand it off on the sweep. Menlo's out there, and a nice tackle that time, as that's Connor Stasny back in the game after getting shaken up in the end zone. So that's good to see, and he's made a nice play.
Well, what they do on this play is they try to hook the end. So the tight end is blocking down, and if they can block him, then they get the ball outside. So they were fairly successful on that play.
Now looking out left, that's a nice catch as He knew a hit was coming that time, but he was able to grab it.
This might be a lateral, but it's very nice defense, both by the coverage and the tackle there. So good play all the way around. That's Carson Badger on the tackle.
Very nice. Third down here. Rolling out near side, throwing across his body for the lefty, and that's incomplete. Intended for James Egan out of the backfield.
Well, this is, this is interesting because it is a left-handed passer rolling to his right, and he has to turn and set his feet, which he does, and then he throws that ball a little bit too far. So it brings up a 4th down, and I think they'll punt this time, or at least they're in punt formation.
Punt should be the final play of this quarter.
Punting for the Dons, Greg Lyons.
Kick is away, and an Aragon player right there to meet Dylan Mayer, but he goes right around him, and now goes around a couple more to the 50. Dylan with a big return back to the 45-yard line.
Carrying the ball.
Well, that's an outstanding return, and Dylan does a lot of it on his own here. He avoids the first tackler and then finds a lane and returns it probably a 25, 30-yard return. So Menlo will have excellent field position right here. And that's the end of that first quarter. So let's see if neither team scored. Let's see if they can go ahead and punch it in from here.
Pressure coming up the middle. Hennigan gets it away. And off the hands of Ford. So Jack stood in there nicely and made that pass. Just a nice defensive play again. Aragon's corners so far have made a couple nice plays.
Well, they're playing man-to-man and they're blitzing. That's what I think you'll see most downs here.
Hennigan grabs the slippery football that time, tries to make a play, but it's incomplete.
Well, the exchange was not good, and then, as we said, there seems to be a blitzer every time.
It was a nice job by Haru Peacock that time picking up that player.
That's right. It's up to the backs in the line to make sure they cover each and every rusher.
That pass is incomplete, so Hennigan airing it out here in the early going, but that one falls to the turf.
Well, and he is, there's pretty good pressure each and every time. There's somebody coming through. If not, and this is a punt formation because it's 4th and long.
You see the punt is going to get blocked, and he's going to scoop up the other direction, trying to fall on it. This is going to be a big, big play here for Aragon, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15.
It is indeed a big play. They go ahead and block the punt, and so it's a big turnaround. It's a 40, 45-yard turnaround, and almost a touchdown here because the defense, instead of picking up and running in, they just recover it. But it's been a big turnaround, and this is the first break or advantage of the game right here.
It was Jordan Crisologo who got in there for Aragon, and he really could have taken it right off of the foot of Max Parker as he run down to the 5.
Well, this is, again, they fake the fly, but the linemen will usually indicate where the ball's going, and they were pulling to their left, and they had a big area up there, big hole where he ran through, and back this side now to the right again.
Now down to the end zone, to the goal line. Menlo pulling back in the opposite direction. And well, there's some 1st and goal.
There is some misdirection, but you can see number 56 is pulling, and he'll lead you to the ball most every time. I think the guards will, and that could be a penalty for trying to aid the runner, but it was not called. You cannot push or aid the runner.
They didn't call against Reggie Bush. I'm not bringing that up. They're never going to call that one. Hand it off on the middle, up the middle. This time, no assistance is needed, as into the end zone for the score goes Victor Jimenez, and Aragon is on the board first.
Well, it was a short field and a short run here at the end to go ahead and score, and they do get 6, and that big play there was obviously the blocked punt.
Extra point is up and good, so Aragon is in front 7-0 here in the second quarter.
Well, they draw first blood, and we've seen both teams move the ball up and down the field, and this is the first time anybody's gotten in the end zone, but the offenses, I wouldn't say they're clicking as much as they're being able to move the ball against the defense. So let's see if Menlo can come back on this and answer that first score. They've moved the ball, moved it well. That's a nice kick.
Into the end zone, so 1st and 10 from the 20 for Menlo, trying to get the offense rolling here. They've had one successful drive that got them down inside the 10. Shotgun for Hennigan. Pressure's coming, and he's going to go down. He had some time, but it's good coverage again for Argon.
Well, it's good coverage and also, harassment. They're bringing somebody in usually each and every play, getting close to Jack, and if they don't sack him, they're kind of bothering him. They're playing man-to-man, I think. I believe you see man all the way.
Shovel pass here is a good one. Lots of room downfield for the Knights to the 50-yard line. Now past the 40 as Stasny's on the move to the 20, and he's going to be pulled out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, as that Menlo shovel pass we've seen so often is going to be an effective one here, and Menlo is back in business.
Well, that's a great call, and, because of the pressure that the Dons are putting on the passer, you want to try and get, have them charge, let them use their momentum, come through, throw the ball underneath them, and you're off to the races. So that was a great call, great play, and let's see if Menlo can now capitalize.
And again, looking left, knocked up into the air and incomplete, and almost it could have been intercepted, it looked like, but he patted it down. Dylan Mayer, the intended receiver.
Well, he's just trying to get this ball over that defensive end, and if he had, Dylan was wide open in the flat. But good, nice defensive play and a good individual athletic play by that number 17.
Pressure coming again, and Hennigan throws it, ruled incomplete.
What I think Aragon is doing is they're rushing one more man than Menlo can block. So, if you've got a 7-man front, they've got an 8-man defense. If you've got a 6, they got a 7. So they've tried to play man lock-up with everybody and then blitz one of their free men.
And again now rolling left, throwing left, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. And a touchback for Aragon, so that pressure continues to haunt Menlo.
Well, this is a nice idea. They're trying to run the fade route to the outside here, but, the defensive back makes a great play on it.
1st and 10 for the Dons. And it off.
That was just the lead play, and you can see now I don't believe anybody pulls on this. Well, I take that back. The right guard is pulling, but he does not get in front of the ball carrier. So good defense there.
Again into the line. Menlo's defense is up to the challenge here so far on this drive.
Well, they've done a good job, and once again, if you watch the guards, they'll usually lead you to the ball. They're uncovered there. You'll see the right guard pull or the left guard pull, and that's where the ball goes. Pass here.
Menlo in pursuit. Jimenez down to the 30, or near the 30, about the 29.
Nice play by Chris Reed here. He reads the screen, comes up out of his corner position and makes the play. Again, turns the play in. He's tackling, making the tackle, but allows his teammates to get there. So 4th down, and Menlo hopefully will get good field position here, barring a long kick.
Greg Lyons punting for the Dons.
It is not a long kick at all, so the officials will mark this one off inside the 40 at the 36. You can see just on the side of the screen. So a terrible punt there for the Dons. It'll be great field position for Menlo. Shotgun for Hennigan. Pressure's coming. Throws it, and it's almost intercepted by a lineman.
Well, I wonder if that was, again, another shovel pass or screen, because what happens is, I think just because of the rush, he went ahead and threw it. So difficult time at being, finding, that's a lateral.
Backward pass, it's loose. Hayru jumps back on it, but it's going to be a big loss there for the Knights on 2nd down.
Well, they are, Aragon is putting so much pressure on Menlo that everything has to happen in a hurry. You have to do things quickly. So, again, I think they're playing man, straight man, and blitzing and rushing. I think you're going to see a steady diet of it until Menlo can exploit them.
And again, looked like he was going to rear back and fire. Now he pulls it down and he loses the football. Scooped up by Wyatt Rouser. And he's heading downfield, but he's only going to get a couple more.
Well, but alert and heads-up play there by Rouser. This, again, a lot of pressure. It seems as though there's someone in Jack's face almost every time. You need to tuck the ball away when you're running with it. And, they get it stripped, but they end up making a couple of additional yards there.
So fourth down here for Menlo. And they try that shovel pass again, but Aragon was all over this one. And they will take over on downs.
Well, normally what I think, you'll do if you are rushing, as Aragon is with, somebody as a designated blitzer, you'll hold somebody back, we used to call it a spy, and wait for that shovel or screen pass. So, when Menlo was successful at one time, they may not be as successful in the future. Penalty against Aragon, so first and 15.
Rolling out right, now throwing again across his body, this time too high. Chris Reed, the nearest Menlo Knight defender.
Well, Aragon has decided to move the ball via the air here. I think when that's first and 15, they've made that decision. But they had been running the ball fairly well. See if they go back to that base run stuff.
That dive goes for a couple, about 4 yards there. So third down now for the Dons.
Third and we'll say 10 or so. And so if Menlo can hold them here, they'll get another shot right before the half.
It's a double pass, maybe a triple pass, and lit up that time as Carson Badger came up and ended that play abruptly.
Well, they did not fool Menlo at all. I'm sure Menlo has had this scouted, but a nice play by Carson. There's no doubt about that. And I think it was too quickly developed. Oh, bad snap.
Oh, but they're going to catch a huge break as whistles blow. And it was a false start, it looked like.
Oh, that would really have hurt the Dons. And you're right, Casey. A miscue that goes in their favor. I guess that would have been, in a sense, a block punt to a block punt.
So this snap is better, and the kick is looking to get away.
And it's a good kick.
They're bounce at the 38-yard line. Take a Menlo bounce, take an Aragon bounce down to the 25. So with 3.5 minutes to go in the half, Menlo has to go 75 yards, try and get on the scoreboard here in this second quarter. 7-0 Aragon. Hennigan's in trouble again, and he's going to go down.
Okay, now you can see that they brought up a safety, and he blitzes, and there's 2 or 3 defenders in there right now on, on Jack as the runner rather than the passer. So Menlo needs to find a way to go ahead and block these charging linemen.
Quick pass to Max Parker that time. That's another way to get over that. It's quick pass plays if you can pull them off.
It is indeed. And so that was a nice play.
Menlo takes a timeout here. 2.5 minutes to go. Trailing 7-0. So far, the offense has had flashes of big plays. They've done some good things, but it's just been a lot of rushing, a lot of rush.